Hello friends, welcome back to the vlog. My name is Jessie. If you're new here, I do all kinds of lifestyle content, motherhood videos. I also talk a lot about our debt and paying off $50,000 worth of debt. So if you're interested in that and budgeting, make sure that you follow along. But today is just another normal mom vlog day. In fact, it's a couple of days because quite honestly, there's no way that I could film just in one day because A, I talk too much, and B, I forget about midway through the day. I feel like I'm really good at like talking about stuff and like showing you guys stuff in the mornings, and then like mid to afternoon I just like don't think about it anymore. So anyways, moving on to today. So I started this last Friday, I believe, and just hanging out with you in the morning, hanging out with the girlies, getting them fed, getting myself fed. I mean, I eat early in the morning when I get up early. You guys have seen, I've really been sticking to this 5 a.m. workout. Well, not workout, 5 a.m. morning routine. Some days I work out, some days I don't. Some days I literally sit there and just like watch TV, but I get a little bit of time to myself and it has proven to be huge for me. I will also say we had just started trying it in this vlog, but oh my gosh, Ben has started switching with me at night and taking Poppy for a little bit, so I've been getting longer bouts of sleep and I feel like a new woman. Morning, welcome back to the vlog. I'm having a snack. I like weighed out these chips and got quite a few of them. Girlies are also having a snack. I always got a graham cracker and some cheese. Poppy has a cracker. Anyway, today's Friday.
I want to show.
Oh, my camera's gonna die. Okay, new battery. Anyway, it's Friday. It is 10:03 a.m. Probably should try to get Poppy to go down for a nap soon, huh? Possibly get Poppy down for a nap. She's been struggling with the 2-nap thing. Ivy stopped taking 2 naps like right at 1. So I wouldn't be surprised if Poppy's similar. So we're trying to figure out that schedule. Because like if I leave her too long in the morning, she's overtired, but the same happens at night. It's like a whole thing. So anyways, we're doing that. I got some laundry going. I didn't get the kitchen fully cleaned just because there was a lot of chaos and stuff going on, but it's back to being cold again today. It was in like the 50s the last few days, and now it's back to being like 20 something. So we're all cozied up inside, not going anywhere. I had thought about maybe going to Goodwill, but honestly, thrifting, amazing, can be addicting. Like, and I don't really need anything right now. The only thing I had thought of is getting like a bulletin board to put there for Ivy has been making some art and stuff. So that would be fun to like put up, but that's the only thing I'm really looking for. So it's been a pretty normal-ish week. I didn't have help on Tuesday. So we went and got groceries, did a couple things. I'm kind of getting my March budget set up, which will probably be the video up right before this. I'm gonna try to film that this weekend and edit it right away to go up on Monday. So I'll talk a lot about stuff in there if you guys are interested in my budgeting content, but basically we have like a whole bunch of stuff happening. We had our big federal tax return come in, which was much higher than we've ever received before. So we got that yesterday. Immediately put that into savings, but that is going to be used for something. We just have to like fully figure that out. Also getting some other money from my mom to help pay off one of my loans, which was completely unexpected. I'm still like mentally trying to like understand how that's happening. So I might be able to pay off one of my big loans this year, which like this month maybe even, which would be crazy. So waiting to figure out all of that stuff. And then a couple other things. We bought Poppy a new car seat because she's outgrowing the one that we have, and her grandma paid for it, my Ben's mom. So that was nice. So we're waiting to get that. That was like her birthday Christmas present type thing, which is helpful for us to get, you know, like a very usable needed piece versus like toys, which they obviously don't need. Look behind me. Okay. we're just like thinking through some stuff, like travel for this year. Sorry, my hair is crazy. We went to, or no, we have a possible wedding in September in Wisconsin. I'm not sure if only I will be going to that with like Ivy or if all 4 of us will be going. We just got invited to a wedding in July that's in Michigan. So we just booked, well, I booked that and then I unbooked it because we're gonna go to this hotel that like everybody, well not everybody, but like our family is staying at. But I booked it for 2 nights and it was $1,000. Like we could pay for that, but I just feel like our goals this year are much more important to us, like paying off debt, building a moving sinking fund so that we can move, possibly buying a home at some point in the next few years. Okay, you want to go play? So we just have like big goals this year. I don't know if staying at $1,000 hotel is what we care about with like 2 little kids. Nice. Yeah, so I actually canceled that reservation, but I need to book like a normal hotel that they have in the town for that today. And then I booked a trip for Raleigh for me. I am gonna go to Raleigh next month in March with my sister-in-law is actually gonna come with so that I don't have to go alone. Initially I was gonna go alone, but it would be a fun little like sister trip. I bought our plane tickets, our car rental, and our hotel yesterday, or I got it. Some of it you don't pay for right away. She paid me back part of her half, and then yeah, so I just feel like yesterday I had like a lot of money come in and then I paid a bunch of random stuff. So feeling good about all that stuff. I'm excited to go to Raleigh. If you didn't know, I'm afraid of flying, so I'm interested to see how it'll go. I have not flown since I worked full-time and went to New York and Georgia for work, which was probably in 2019 maybe. It's been a while. I have kids now, so I feel like the fear is a little bit heightened, but I'm also on anxiety medication, so I'm actually wondering if that'll help, you know. Either way, the flight to Raleigh from Chicago is very quick. Just feeling very good. Beginning of this year of the fire horse. One thing I've been dealing with is just feeling exhausted all the time, and I've been getting up at like 5 a.m. and I feel so good, like I'm not giving that time back because that helps me be like not a rage monster mom during the day because I get a little bit of time by myself in the morning. I am very tired between that and like not sleeping through even close to through the night with Poppy, so we're trying to figure that out. She does need to be weaned by the time I go to Raleigh off of breastfeeding, and yeah, that's been difficult, so we're trying to figure that out. I think we're gonna practice this weekend with Daddy taking some of the nighttime wakes, and hopefully she won't freak out the whole time. Yeah. Okay, we've also been playing with Poppy's naps, and this random day was a time when she actually let me put her down. Most of the time I have to hold Poppy through her naps, but because we're switching to 1 nap a day versus 2, I've just been holding her for it, but this day I still did 2 naps. She fell asleep, so I had put her down in Ivy's floor bed. She seems to be most comfortable there, so I put her down there, and then Ivy and I got to making some food. I forget what we're making here. I think we're making these like cake pops. Of course, Ivy didn't end up liking them, which is annoying because I made them for her. This little girl, love her to death, but oh my gosh, if any of you have picky eaters, let me know what to do. I feel like she's just becoming pickier and pickier, and while I don't want to like force food rules on her or anything like that, I would consider myself like a respectful parent. Like I'm not authoritative, but I'm also not permissive. But at the same time, I want her to be able to eat. Does that make sense? And I feel like she's not eating unless I give her specific things. So I'm trying to like push her to try new foods and trying to lead by example, but she's just not eating everything right now. And certain things, I feel like it's textures too. Like for example, she really liked these cake pops, but then they're made with almond flour. I think it kind of got like a little, I don't know, like in the back of her throat, you know, and something kind of dusty, because that's how I think of almond flour. It's just kind of like grainy. I think it like got kind of in the back of her throat and freaked her out, so now she won't eat them anymore. So that sucks. But anyways, now moving on to Ivy's quiet time, and now Poppy's up there with me because getting anything done with Poppy is It's literally insane. So she's been using the little stand that Ivy used to use all the time. She's still pretty little for it, so I have to be cognizant of what she's doing so she doesn't fall or anything like that. But she just likes throwing stuff and seeing what everybody else is getting up to. So it's been helpful for me to get like literally anything done while she's up, because when I have Poppy, I have to be focused on Poppy. I feel like other people can kind of take her and run around and do stuff, but whatever. Anyway, so she was occupied. I just kept giving her random things to play with, mom problems, you know, and just letting her throw them everywhere and just dealing with it while I prepped some stuff. Because what I've been doing to make my life easier is whenever I have a minute, whether the kids are with me or not, but I feel like I have a second, I try to prep as many ingredients or things that we need for the week. Or like this, for example, I'm prepping all of the pieces that we need for dinner, even though it's only like 1 p.m. because then it just makes my dinner time much easier. For example, yesterday, which you don't see in this vlog, you see it in the next vlog actually, I was making shepherd's pie and there's like a ton of steps, so I did them all like as much as I could. What are you doing?
Hi.
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 Hi. What are you doing? Hello? Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Oh my gosh, just the sweetest little girl. So anyways, we're just hanging out while I ingredient prepped for later. And like I said, this has just been helping me in general. Yesterday, I prepped all of the stuff that I needed for shepherd's pie. And you know what? I just get done as much as I can get done. And sometimes being in the kitchen is very relaxing for me. So having them in there with me, even if they're not helping, like Poppy is very much not helping, but it's still fun and like relaxing for me to get going. But anyways, I made this like sweet potato brownie chocolate cake thingy for Ben because I had a couple sweet potatoes that were going to go bad and I just like wanted to use them up. And again, I'm in my baking era and he loves having like sweet treats and stuff like that around. I didn't love this because I could really taste the coconut milk and I do not like the taste of coconut, but he's really enjoyed it and Ivy really likes the frosting, so they've just been having a great time with all the sweets I've been making. Okay, I thought all the girls are eating and I'm making my food, that I would answer the 2 questions I got. I asked you guys if you wanted a Q&A and I only got 2 questions, which is totally fine, but I'm not gonna do like a whole video for 2 questions. So, what are personal hobbies that you enjoy? I would say that YouTube is a personal hobby of mine. I've been making videos, blogging for what feels like 100 years at this point. I think another couple of hobbies I used to have were reading and writing. I don't currently do that just because I don't feel like I have the brain power for that. So I don't do those as much as I used to. Working out used to be a really big hobby of mine. So I don't feel like I have like a strong hobby besides YouTube. And then baking. Like I love baking stuff and I'm just lucky that I have a family that wants to eat it, but I love baking. So I think that that's a pretty big hobby of mine. And then the other question is, hi, I am a stay-at-home mom and like you, I make sourdough.
Mama, I dropped my napkin.
And like you, I make sourdough, grocery shop, cook, and laundry. I don't clean a lot at all. Do you? If so, how do you manage to find time? Well, this is just currently what it looks like. I would say that I'm really good at tidying. I tidy throughout the day. I hate how messy the kitchen gets and like things like that, so I try to tidy. I also cook a lot, so while I'm cooking I clean while I'm waiting for stuff, like if something's in the oven, whatever, I'll like try to do stuff in between that. That's obviously much harder with kids, and especially like clingy kids, like in the nicest way, but kids that want to be like with you the whole time. And everybody always says to like include your kids, but that's not always possible. Like, so I just try to like tidy as I go. As far as cleaning, I'm actually terrible at it. Like I'm really bad at mopping, dusting. Deep cleaning is just like not something that I'm great at. It's also not something that I enjoy, so that doesn't help. I love tidying and like organizing and that type of cleaning, but not like cleaning. Yeah, like there's a couple little things that I just like habit. I do a load of laundry every day. For me, it's easier to do that way than to like wait and decide and then have like 6 loads of laundry in one day. I would rather just do one load throughout the day. Sometimes I don't fold it and I fold it the next day, but because I do laundry every day, I have to fold it the next day because I don't have anywhere else to put it. So I do things like that. I clean this kitchen constantly because there's very little counter space. I feel like I'm constantly cleaning, plus all 4 of us are home all the time, so we eat all 4 meals, or all 3 meals here, multiple snacks. My husband works from home and eats, and like he tries to keep tidy after himself, but cleaning in the kitchen is like not his forte. I definitely clean up for him. So yeah, I just try to like tidy as I go, and if I see something that's like really bothering me, but I will say it definitely is probably the thing that overstimulates me the most, is just like messes, like little messes, and having 2 big, dirty, muddy, hairy dogs also doesn't help that. So I kind of have just had to like chill on some of it since having kids, because I just like I cleaned their playroom with them earlier and there's already stuff everywhere. I've cleaned this kitchen 3 times today. 3. It's a mess again, but I did a load of laundry. I folded the laundry from yesterday and folded today's. I put it away. I just try to do as I can, but like deep cleaning, I don't know. I need to figure out a better system with that because I am not good at that. I feel like because I've moved so much, I've always just like done deep cleans when I like move into a place or move out, and like that's not enough, you know? But anyways, I appreciate those 2 questions. They were great. I'm gonna make myself some leftover from last night, so leftover hamburger patties. I got some other stuff. I made fresh Brussels sprouts and potato, like fries. Oh, I made buns yesterday. Yeah. So, well, she's got a big hole in her because I was testing the temperature, but they turned out great. Yeah. So I'm gonna make myself up a plate. I'll show you. Burger, a little bit of burger sauce, which is just mayo, ketchup, mustard, a couple seasonings, and some pickle juice, pickle, stuff like that. So burger. Okay, Ivy, 1 second. Some Brussels sprouts. I'm fine. Moving on to the next day. Oh my gosh, I was obsessed with that dinner. We had it for 2 nights. So good. I love the buns. I think that that's one of my favorite sourdough things that I've made, has been these buns. So I need to like look into some dinner rolls or things like that. But this is the next morning. It's like 5:45 it looks like on my little thing over there on my, what are those called? What is that called? Clock on the stove. But yeah, just like getting my morning ready. I try to have oats every morning, or I've ran out of my protein powder lately, so I've been having like sourdough toast or something in the morning. It's Saturday morning. I have a massage today, but it's not for like 2.5 hours, and I was going to get a coffee and do some work in my car. Yeah, so I want to film some TikTok content. You guys, I slept for 5 hours last night, like straight. I don't know the last time that's happened. So Ben basically took Poppy from like midnight until 5, and then I fed her around 5. He went upstairs and slept with her for another like 2 hours, and I hung out downstairs because if you know, you know, I've been like loving my morning routines. I am in such a good mood. I'm very nasally, so is Ben. I don't know if we're having like winter allergies or what. It's not a cold. Like, neither of us have cold symptoms. It's strictly congestion. I feel like an entirely different person this morning. I'm like, oh my God, I am in such a good mood. I am so grateful for this like amazing life that I have. And let me tell you, yesterday I was not in this mood. I was in a terrible mood, and I've been on and off in terrible moods. Okay, we're in Goodwill parking lot. I honestly don't even know if I'm gonna go in because it seems very busy, and I'm just like not in the mood for busy. Look at this gigantic coffee I got for free. Feeling good about that. So I need to start filming, and I'm not really sure why I placed myself in the busiest area of the parking lot, you know? So I might have to move. I'm gonna film things that kept us broke, normal things we don't do anymore, debt payoff mistakes we made, things we did to pay off our debt that were uncomfortable, why I'm not getting a job to pay off debt faster. Ooh, okay, I just filmed a bunch of videos, and I actually am gonna go into Goodwill, mostly because I have to pee, but I filmed a ton of stuff. Of course, I'm like the chattiest person ever, if you didn't already know that. And yeah, I spent all of that time filming, and now I need to go to my appointment is in an hour, and I'm about, I don't know, about a half an hour from my appointment location. So I'm gonna go inside and pee and see if there's anything interesting, and then go get my what's it called, massage. I need to go to my massage now, and I gotta figure out this weaning thing because my boob hurts and I have to go lay on a table. I mean, first world problems, you know, but. Okay, massage is done, if you can't tell by my very relaxed face. It was great. I will say it wasn't what I was expecting, like a typical massage. She does, which I didn't realize, she does like pressure point massage. So I get like a ton of pain in my upper back. I've just always had issues. So she was like kind of dealing with the knots specifically up there versus just like a full body relaxing massage. Once I like changed my expectation on that, I feel great right now. It's mostly just I like hurt. So like, you know, because she was like messing around with the knots in my neck. And I'm gonna go home. I'm actually gonna pick up some lunch because I'm starving, and I'm like never over here. Well, I say that, but I was just over here like a week ago. I like to get this restaurant called Guzman y Gomez. It's like a faster food Mexican place that has a drive-through, which is spectacular as a mom. But also, it's just like higher quality food, I feel like.
Hi, welcome to GYG. We're gonna get started for you today.
Hi there, can I please get a burrito bowl meal with the ground beef on it? Thank you.
Of course.
Good morning, it's 5:10. I've been awake since 2:30. Yesterday was such a good day, and tonight was one of the worst. So Poppy, Ben went in by Poppy, but I had to go in by Ivy, and Ivy has been awake since 2:30. Like, I kept falling asleep in her bed for like 5 minutes, and then she'd wake me up. She asked me a question about something. So finally I was like, do you just want me to leave and you can play? You may not come down. And she was like, yeah. So she's playing in her room right now at 5 a.m. I need to do my sourdough. So I'm so tired. Anyways, let's do my sourdough. Try not to cry. Sorry, that was so quiet, but as you can tell, I was very tired. So much so that I don't even remember doing this clip, but I was exhausted and it was a rough night. You know what? We push through as moms or just people in general who are tired. So on to my sourdough, and it was a great loaf, that's for sure. In 3 hours, I'm gonna turn the oven on for an hour with my Dutch oven. There it is. Kids, you know, I love them. Sometimes they make me very angry and I just have to walk away so that I don't become a rage monster. And now I'm awake. This is what's happening right now. I'm gonna do my little morning routine for as long as Ivy will let me. And at least it's a Sunday, so if it, you know, we need to nap later, we will. Guys, I have been filming for 10 minutes and I was not filming. Wow. Okay, well, I'm not apparently gonna make this story much shorter, but tried to fall asleep and I kept kind of falling asleep, but I could hear Ivy on the monitor, and so I did not sleep at all from 2:30. It's 9 a.m. I'm going to a coffee shop, even though I went to 7 Brew yesterday. In all fairness, my 7 Brew yesterday was free, so I feel like it doesn't count. You know, I just need to do some editing on my phone, and at this point, if I stay at home, I'm not going to do that. Ben was just watching the Olympic hockey game, and I'll just go home after I get some stuff done. We'll see how much I get done. Basically, whatever I get done is good enough. Okay, out of the, where was I? Coffee shop. I'm getting food out, which, I don't know, I just feel like super guilty about. Not only like money-wise, but weight loss-wise. Like, I have not lost any weight. If anything, I've gained weight because I've been eating crap. And here I am eating more crap. I'm feeling pretty tired. I'm also feeling really bummed, so I feel like my mood has completely shifted because I was in a pretty good mood this morning besides being tired, but then I got excited about something that I shouldn't have got excited about, you know, and it didn't work out. And I know that like the universe, God, whatever, is like putting us in the right direction, but I just got excited about something and it immediately didn't work out. So I just feel kind of bummed about it because you just like start thinking about things, you know. It was about moving, so I was like, oh my gosh, we have a possibility at like the perfect rental home that would be like perfect for us and what we need right now. Oh, just like 50 birds just flew over the top of me. But now it's not working out, so I'm feeling a little bit sad about that. Anyway, so I'm just having a guilty moment, struggling with food and a little bit of like impulse spending again. Just tired, and I don't think that that's helping with like weight loss, impulse spending, impulse eating, any of that. And that's just like where I'm at right now. I'm actually, I don't know, I'm like fairly interested in looking into a GLP-1. I don't even know if I'm gonna put this in here because I just feel like people are judgmental either way. I am breastfeeding right now, so I can't do it anyway, but just looking into it because I've read more and more research on how it can be helpful for certain autoimmune diseases. Now, I don't know any facts about that, so I want to reach out to like my doctor and talk to her about that. I don't even want to be like one of those people on GLP-1 that like drops 50 pounds in like 2 months. I don't want that. I just want even just like a microdose or something to help me because I just feel like it's impossible. Like, even when I restrict my food really, really tightly, I guess I do lose weight that way, but then I'm like extremely restricted, which is really hard for me mentally, like as a mom or just as a person. And like as a person with disordered eating background, I never had an eating disorder, but just like, you know, typical female, lots of dieting all of her life type of eating. And I just like want a little bit of help. And I know that people have opinions on GLP-1, so I'm not really looking for opinions. I'm really like grasping at straws right now. Like I just need some help. Like I struggle with overeating. I struggle with, and even when I'm not overeating, I just struggle with losing weight in general is difficult for me with Hashimoto's, and just in general, it is. I have not lost any weight this year. I've basically like gone down 5 to 10 pounds and then gone back up. And by this year, I mean in the last year, not like in 2026, because it's obviously only February. And I know that I'm postpartum. I'm like not trying to be like mean to myself or anything like that, but I don't feel comfortable in my body, and I want to feel comfortable in my body. Like going into the warmer months where I'm going to be taking my kids out to like playgrounds and stuff like that. Like I don't want to feel puffy and inflamed and overweight and all of that stuff if I don't need to. In the meantime, I'm going to go sit again in a parking lot and try to give Ben a little bit of time to get Poppy down for a nap. Once she's down or whatever, then I'll go home. I need to edit a few more things on my phone. Basically, editing TikToks can take a while, especially if you're like me and you blab for like 100 years.